All right. Test.
Garbage being taken, the fan mail rather being taken out behind us. A little embarrassing. Yeah, threw us off a little bit there. We talked about these in prior episodes, but how about other?
We need to get a real set.
We have a stand-up cutout of Albert Einstein. I mean, that's something.
You don't see people taking garbage out at the Tonight Show, do you?
Again, fan mail.
All right.
Fan mail.
But why are they throwing it away?
We don't answer fan mail.
We're too big for that.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. That makes sense.
We have people for that. If it's fine.
So he's bringing it to the small children who we have slaving away at reading our fan mail for
us. The local daycare here in Barberton.
Yep.
We have the young kids. They sign our fan mail for us.
And it doesn't actually look different.
You can't tell the difference at all.
And in crayon like we would have.
That's right. You can't tell the difference at all. Exactly. All right. So, embarrassing moments, Dean.
Yes, Brian.
So the garbage being taken out behind us.
That was mine.
Constitutes as an embarrassing moment, perhaps.
That was mine.
Do you have other embarrassing moments out there that you want to share with us?
I mean, there's a couple that real quick one. I'm hanging out with a couple friends, and there was this real cute girl in the room, and we're all sitting about, and her dog comes over and wants to play, and this dog's huge. So I start wrestling around with it, and it's a big dog, so it like overpowers me, and it's out now laying on me. I might have been humping me. That's not the embarrassing part. The embarrassing part was like I was trying to get up and I farted really loud. Yeah, so what do you do with that? You just laugh until you seem like you're crazy and move on.
All right. Okay.
I mean, that's a good start, right? I know what you're trying to get to, but there's a story that Brian and Nick want to hear that I will tell on a different pod, maybe on the 100th episode.
There you go. Yeah.
But not something I could tell live. So listen next week to our 100th episode, and maybe possibly you get my fun and absurd, embarrassing stories. So, Brian, what about you? You have to have something going on. I mean, I know a perfect gentleman and established professional. Mm-hmm. Something has to be buried in there. There's some sort of like dark, embarrassing moment.
I shared this before on another show, but I'll share it again now. We're talking about this a little bit. So I work for a large company down in, now it's in Hudson, but at the time it was North Canton. This is pre-pandemic.
Okay.
Right? So we're all still working in the office. Thousands of people in this office, right? I don't know how many we had at the time. There's at least a few thousand people worked in the office. And every so often we would do like a town hall, right? So they would rent out a local venue, and then the leadership would come in, the executive leadership, get on a stage, give you a presentation of how the company was doing. And if you wanted to get up and ask questions, you can get up and do that, right? So we had a new president at the time. There's some guy out of South Africa, whatever, they named as the president. So it was his first time there, okay? First time as the president coming into North Canton at the time. They rented out a venue where the minor league basketball team in Canton plays, Canton Charge or something like that, whatever. Doesn't matter. So somebody from the marketing team approached me at the office and said, hey, Brian, we don't want to have any lulls in questions. So would you, if we have a lull in questions of people getting up and asking questions, would you get up and ask a question? We don't want any silence, right? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, no problem with that. She said, well, do you want to write your own question?
Little did she know you'd be so used to silence by listening to our crowds.
Right, exactly. You want to write your own question, or would give you a question. I said, let's give me a question. That's fine. So she gave me a canned question. It was something about change management or something like that. And I'm just like, well, write it down at least so I don't forget it, right? So I had the piece of paper just in case in my pocket. And sure enough, there was a lull in people getting up and asking questions. And to get up and ask a question, you had to get up in this aisleway, right? The executives are on the stage, and they had a spotlight on the microphone, okay? So I'm like, no problem, I'll get up and ask questions. And then somebody else got in front of me, okay? Which was fine, but now I'm standing there like, now I'm getting nervous, like there's a lot of people here. It's my whole office, right? They're all there, right? And there's a spotlight and everything else. All I could think about in my mind was ask the question, get out of there.
Right.
Ask the question.
Go sit down.
Yeah. Stand there politely. Let them answer the question. Leave. And that's it. Right? And I had this bright blue shirt on that day. Right? So now I step up there, and the president's like, hey, look at this guy. He's got the brightest blue shirt on I've seen today.
Now
everybody's kind of like, oh, who's over here? And I'm like, So then I'm like, read the question, smile, keep quiet, get out of here, right? Ask the question about change management. I don't even remember what it was, at this point.
Right.
Put the card down, looked up at him, and he goes, what would you do?
And you weren't even actually paying attention to the question.
I had zero thought how I was going to answer that question. None. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. And now I'm sweating.
Sure.
It seemed like an eternity up there. And the first thought that popped in my mind was, say a joke, get out of there. I was this close to saying, well, if I could answer it that quickly, I might be up on the stage with you guys.
You should have said that.
I should have said that in retrospect. I thought that would have been pretty good.
Right.
Maybe you got a laugh, ha ha. And I'm like, no, don't say that. He doesn't know me. I don't even know what I'm going to say. And I'm like, let me think about that for a second. He goes, well, let me help you out.
There you go.
So he
realized he put you
had no answer either.
Right. He was
using me as a delay tactic on me. And yeah, that was the rest of the day. People saw me around the office with the blue shirt, right? I was the blue shirt guy. I remember sitting at my
dickweed.
Yeah, I had a cubicle in the front, in this one hallway, where our section was. People the rest of the day, I was like a celebrity the rest of the day. People walk in and they glance over and they would, and I was just like, yeah. That was way up there as one of my, probably my most embarrassing public
flop sweat.
Yeah, most public embarrassing moment for sure.
All right, I thought of one.
Okay.
I'll try to keep this. I don't even know if I've told this in years. I hadn't thought about it until just now. All right, so on my prom night. All right, so my prom night comes.
I get it. Embarrassing.
Right, for her. My prom night comes, and I go to her house to pick her up. And, they're taking pictures and stuff, and everything's fine.
Can you still see us, by the way, on the camera?
Yeah. We're ugly.
All right.
Okay. So I have to use the restroom. So I go to the bathroom. And so you've heard this too. So I go to the bathroom, and there's a window next to it. And I look out the window, and there's like these birds. And like they're cute.
I don't remember this story. Okay.
They're cute birds and stuff, and I'm just kind of looking out there, and I don't realize that they're like next door. There's a window of this girl getting dressed, and
really?
And they think that I'm looking at her. So they scream, I scream. I try to zip up my pants and zip my testicles up in the zipper.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And you know what? This sounds like a movie.
What? No. That's. I don't know who you're talking. No,
that Ben Stiller movie.
I don't know who Ben Stiller is. I think this
very similar plot.
Your accusations are absurd and unwarranted.
Yeah. Okay.
It took me a minute to try to think of it.
Hi, this is Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. Hey, if you liked that video, which we really hope you did, you should like and subscribe. That would be great.